Hello everyone, welcome to the series of Signal and System lectures. I Anshu Parashar, teaching in GEMS Engineering Management Technical Campus in EE department. Today I'm going to start with inverse Laplace transform and some of their examples. So inverse Laplace transform, by the definition, the inverse Laplace transform operator L inverse converts an S domain function back to the corresponding time domain function. So the direct method of finding the inverse Laplace transform of XS using some equation is quite tedious and time consuming. That is, xt is equal to 1 upon 2 pi j integration limit from c minus j infinity to c plus j infinity xs e to the power st ds. So the inverse Laplace transform of any function is usually obtained by using partial fraction expansion. It uses one-to-one relationship between a signal and its unilateral Laplace transform. The partial fraction expansion can be used only for proper rational function. That is, for the function in which the order of the numerator is smaller than that of denominator. So ft is given as Laplace transform of Laplace inversion of f of s. Now the Laplace inverse transform of some of the functions are, that is Laplace transform of 1 is 1 upon s, and Laplace inversion of 1 upon s is 1. Laplace transform of t is 1 upon s square, and the Laplace inverse of 1 upon s square is t. The Laplace transform of t to the power n is given as n factorial divided by s to the power n plus 1, and Laplace inversion of the same is given by t to the power n. The Laplace transform of sin kt is given as k divided by s square plus t square, and its inverse is given as sine of Laplace inverse of k divided by s square plus k square is given as sine of kt. And the Laplace transform of e to the power at is 1 upon s minus a. The Laplace inverse of 1 upon s minus a is nothing but e to the power at. The Laplace transform of cos kt is given by s divided by s square plus k square, and Laplace inversion is given as s divided by s square plus k square is nothing but cos of kt, and so on many applications. Now there are a few examples of inversion of Laplace transform. So suppose we need to find the Laplace inversion of minus 2s plus 6 divided by s square plus 4. As I told you that if we do by formula, it's really tough. So what we'll do Laplace inverse by use of partial fraction. So first we'll separate the numerator as minus 2 divided by s square plus 4 and 3 and 6 divided by s square plus 4. So what we'll take the Laplace inverse minus 2 divided by s square plus 4 and plus of 3 Laplace inverse 6 divided by s square plus of 4. So minus 2 Laplace inverse of s to the power s square plus 4 is nothing but 3 plus 3 Laplace inverse of 6 divided by s square plus 4. So here we have, there is a mistake, instead of 6 we have 2 in the bracket, because from 6 we have taken 3 as common, so what we are left in the bracket is 2. So Laplace inverse of minus 2 s plus 6 divided by s square plus 4 is 2 cos 2 omega t plus 3 sin 2 omega t. Next, find the Laplace inverse of 1 upon s to the power 5. So as we know that the Laplace transform of t to the power n is n infinity divided by s to the power n plus 1, that is 1 by n factorial. Laplace inverse of t to the power n is 1 upon s to the power n plus 1. That means Laplace transform of t to the power n divided by n factorial is equal to 1 upon s to the power n plus 1. So this gives you t to the power n divided by n factorial, that n plus 1 is equal to 5, then n equal to 4. Then Laplace inverse of 1 upon s to the power 5 is t to the power 4 divided by 4 factorial. Next we have the limitations of Laplace transform. The inverse Laplace transform is in general complicated. Using MATLAB, the solution is available. There is no Laplace transform or not used. Instead, you will use Laplace transform in discrete signal in same place as Laplace transform in continuous signal. So there is a fast Laplace transform corresponding to fast Fourier transform. It sometimes makes the problem much worse. The Laplace transform method is usually of no real use in non-linear problem just because you do not get a nice algebraic equation out of it. So the transform function can be defined for linear system only. The initial condition lose their importance since the transform function does not take it on account the initial condition. No inference can be drawn about the physical structure of a system from its transform function. The frequency response of the system cannot be drawn or estimated. Instead, only the pole zero plot can be drawn. S equal to j omega is used for sinusoidal steady state analysis. Now, there are certain advantages of Laplace transform as well. The signals which are not convergent in Fourier transform are convergent in Laplace transform. The convolution in time domain can be obtained by multiplication in S domain. The integral differential equation of a system can be converted into simple algebraic equation. So LTI can be analyzed easily using Laplace transform. The Laplace transform technique is also applied for solving differential equations that relate the input and output. It is widely used for solving differential equation because Laplace transform exists even for signal for which the Fourier transform does not exist. It has a convergence factor and so is more general. The Laplace transform can be used to analyze even unstable system. The Laplace transform is an alternative to Fourier transform. In some cases, it can be used where Fourier transform cannot be used. It redefines the transform and includes an exponential convergence factor along with j omega. In this, the signal of time domain is represented as a sum of complex exponential of the form e to the power st, where s is the complex frequency and denoted by s is equal to sigma plus j omega. It employs damped waves through the use of additional factor e to the power minus sigma, where sigma is a positive number. Because of the inclusion of convergence factor, the function of time domain becomes absolutely integrable, and so the Laplace transform exists for many functions for which the Fourier transform does not exist. So that is the biggest advantage of Laplace transform over the Fourier transform. So thank you. Have a nice day.